Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we are reading for the overview of Aries season. Aries season will be from March 20th through April 19th. Now, when I am doing the overview, the big reading, and I look at this as kind of like the chapters in our lives, where the general readings are more of the paragraphs of our lives or the pages of our lives. So when I am reading for the longer readings, I use a bunch of decks. I am using my Radley Valentine Angel Tarot cards for the main message. I will then go to my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. That helps to provide some clarity, kind of fills in the gaps. We then go to my Osha Zen Tarot cards, and what that does is that helps to give us words of advice. My Archangel Power Tarot cards, again, Radley Valentine, and I really like how they kind of summarize everything. We then will be going to another Radley Valentine deck, and I did this, I think, last time. We'll pull one from my Angel Tarot cards. This is a little wordy, but it's got a really nice message. It's very gentle, okay? But the message, I like the messages. I will use, during the beginning part, this introduction, I will also pull from my Rider tarot cards. It's one of the more original tarot decks, okay? Okay. Then I will finish with my Emily Anderson crystal deck. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. Remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest, okay? Okay. I am an intuitive channeler. What that means is that I open myself to higher power. Let whatever the message is come through my mouth. My job, just deliver it for whoever might need to hear it. And I do love hearing that the message was delivered. So, like I said, it may or may not resonate. And again, that's great. That's okay. Take what you like. Now, let's go through a little bit of the overview of what Aries season is about. This is just kind of the planetary movements, and just so you can get a little bit of a basic understanding. So on March 20th, Aries season began on 5:38, and this will all be Eastern Standard Time. It is also the equinox. Equinox means equal light and day. Now, in the northern hemisphere, that means it's the spring equinox. And in the southern hemisphere, that is the fall or autumn equinox. And that actually started again on the 20th, but that was like at 5:37 a.m. So they're really very close to each other. So we're just going to say. Now, something with the, I go through some of websites. I don't watch other readers. I don't watch other, horoscopes per se. But I do look at like where planets are and, what time that, they're transitioning or where they're going to be at, right? One of the messages that I picked up that I'm surmising is that, again, this is new start, new beginning of the astrological year. So, with the planetary movements, a lot of the messages from sites, and I do post that on my YouTube community, or I post these, sites that I get a little bit of this information from on my Facebook page. I haven't been really active in my Instagram or my Twitter so much, or my Pinterest, but the overall energy is something big's happening, surprise, get ready for some interesting energy, get ready for some interesting news. Now, is that going to be in your personal life? It could be. Is that going to be in the overall general, world, the life of the world? It could be that too. The thing is that no matter what goes on in the world, we still have to live our own lives, and we still have to make our own choices as much as we can make those choices. So much influences us, and so much, we are held, and I'm getting conscription, yeah. We are held to a certain standard, just because, if you want to have a mortgage, if you, have a mortgage or rent, or we have to pay our rent, we have to, roof over our heads, food in our mouth. So there is certain things that we have to comply with in order for these things to happen. But in some ways, this is also going to be about, Again, I know I talk about it all the time. Saturn in Aquarius, reality versus illusion. And as Saturn gets more and more into Aquarius, and it'll be there for 2 years, we will be seeing more of that. We will be having the choice to see whether that we want to look at the reality or the illusion. Okay? Just letting you know all that. So, overall energy, let's go ahead and pull an angel tarot card. And here we go here. Oops. And the pink deck that I said, they're actually guardian angel tarot cards. That's what those are. This is the angel tarot cards. Let's see what we might have for the overall energy for Aries. And I have my notes right over here, so that's why I looked there too. Because here we go. 1, 2, and 3. As you might know, if you follow, reverse cards have a really strong energy. So we have 3 cards face down. First card up. Oh, get busy, get ready, do your work. 7s, that number is a perfect number. It has a divine meaning. Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, get down to business. Money energy too. So the overall energy with this is a lot of the things we've been waiting for, a lot of the things that we've been doing will come to fruition during this time, or at least they will start to pop their heads up. Think of it as with the spring, we've planted the seeds and now they're popping up. We do have to nurture these dreams. We do have to nurture them, keep them watered, or however we want to do that. And again, too, I'm talking about keeping our vibrations really, really high as much as we can in order for them to grow. So this Aries season is about a lot of growth, but it's a lot, new beginnings, new starts. Anyway. Seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. Your next card up is the Ace of Air. Now, air energy is our Aquarius. It is our Gemini. It is our Libra. There's going to be all of these energies, all these air signs will be in play a little bit this month. Some a little more than the other, okay? Air is strategic thinking. It is making some plans. It could also be hearing news. Now, aces are new beginnings. You can think of those as a 1. So again, a lot of the things we've been working on, a lot of the things we've been planting, a lot of the things we've been that we've been wishing and wanting, we should be seeing them start to grow. So this is what's happening in Aries season. Now, brilliant new ideas and inspiration, seeing the truth of a situation. Remember Saturn, I know. Reality versus illusion. A challenging beginning. And that's, and as you're going to see, nothing's going to be, I have some words that I, during my meditations from higher power, nothing, life isn't easy. Life isn't easy. It is a challenge. It is a journey for us, but it's very worthwhile. Your last card here, 6 of Water. So here we have, now it's interesting that in a fire sign, which is what Aries is all about, and remember, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are all fire signs. They are about, passionate, burning, very determined type of energies here. So we're in Aries. We have our earth energy here. We have our air energy here. And now we have our water energy. Water is Cancer, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We are finished with Pisces season. It's very emotional. There's a little bit of romance. There's a little bit of nostalgia here too. Okay? 6 is the number of man. So kind of like, what is it that we can create? What is our illusion? I'm getting what is our illusion? What do we need to look deeper into? Now the 6 of Water has a lot of nostalgia in it too. So it's kind of like you need to see, maybe this is about looking back and seeing the truth of your situation. Anyway, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. Okay, so now, like I said, when I'm doing my meditation, when I'm preparing even, I ask higher power to give me some words, give me some, what I need to share for you. And this one is, and I'm, I'm not going to say, and this is why I really don't watch other readers and I don't read other horoscopes, because I don't want to influence what comes through. But, as I'm preparing and getting times and stuff, I'm sure that there is some of those influences that do seep through. But with higher power, and also too, I was pulling my guardian angels with this too, so to help me with some of these words. And what I got was, it's up to you to claim your personal power. No one else will do it for you. No one else will do it for you. Give your fear to higher power. Life is to be lived. Let go of in what I call stinking thinking, okay? And flying high is risky, but so is living. Live and let live. And what that meant to me was, you know what? People, you do what you've got to do, but you let me do what I want to do or what I've got to do, okay? So, sometimes we can't always do what we want to do, but it is live and let live. Now, these two are here. Let's see what we have, and let's go pull one other card. They were sideways, but I'll put them as reversed. And here we go. Let's see. And like I said, this is my Rider Tarot cards. Now, if we ever get the Death card, please don't be afraid of that. It just means something happens very quickly. So something has to end in order for something to begin, and it happens very dramatically and very quickly. So don't ever be afraid of that card. I've had that in my life, and I'm like, oh, no, but nobody dies. It's just a situation changes quicker, okay? And sometimes it's a situation we want, but we just didn't want it to change so quick. Okay, your first card here is the King of Wands. Now, the King's underlying energy is air energy. And again, we've talked about what air energy is. The overlying energy is fire energy, and I've talked about what fire energy is. The King of Wands is taking a look at the whole big picture. Okay, so with this, look at everything. Look at everything. Don't take anything for granted, but don't get so caught up in the small stuff that you forget to live your life. Okay, Temperance, all about balance. We balance, keeping things in an even keel. Ooh, not evil, even keel. Keeping things. Remember your work-life balance type of thing, and also to your thoughts, words, mind, your heart, your soul, your spirit, your intuition, keeping things in balance, okay? And that means taking care of yourself during this time, getting the proper rest, eating well, doing the things you need to do. Now, a lot of times, whether you're in spring or autumn, a lot of times we need to look back and say, okay, if we're in spring, maybe it's time for us to, go on that diet. If we're in autumn and we're getting ready for winter time, hey, it is still, there is changes in those habits too. So it's kind of I'm getting a really I'm getting kind of a get out of your funk, get out of, and that's F-U-N-K, get out of your funk, get out of your sweat clothes, because, start moving. Now, yes, you're saying, well, if I'm in my sweat clothes, no, the people that I'm talking to, you've been in your sweat clothes and you haven't been moving. So if you're going to wear the sweat clothes, get moving. Anyway, so Aries season, get moving. Again, that would go with life is to be lived. Your last card here, okay, and that is reversed. That is the Nine of Swords. Swords is your air energy, which we've talked about also. And that's the Four of Swords. Four of Swords. There's a lot of things that have to be let go of. There's a lot of things that you need to rethink. There's a lot of things that you need to rehash, and yet at the same time also let go of. Now, fours do have some stability to it, and it's also about organization. Now, remember too, and I know I talk about this, but Saturn and Jupiter become more and more enmeshed in the Aquarius energies as we go on. So again, keep our vibrations high during this time. All of the planets are direct, and they will be direct until the 27th of April. So this is pushing us forward. There's a node that's retro. I'm not going to get too much into that, but most of the planets are pushing us forward. Aries season is pushing us forward also. Now, couple of things that I thought were important. was the 21st of March and the 22nd of March. We had, well, the 21st, we had Venus entering Aries, okay? Venus is emotions. Venus is about love, relationships. And as it enters into Aries, it is, it is passionate. It is bringing things up in our emotional states and also in our relationships. And then we have, though, Gemini is trined with Saturn and Aquarius. That is really, that's, okay, Saturn is what, like I've talked about that all the time. And Gemini is about independent thinking. Geminis are very independent thinkers, and they do, they're very quick-witted also. So there's something, just think about that 21st, 22nd, especially with your relationships, especially with how you are viewing your relationships, okay? Now, we jump down to the 28th of March, and we've got some interesting stuff going on there too. The 28th of March, the moon will be full. It will be in Libra at 6:27 p.m., again, Eastern Standard Time. Now, it is trine. There is a grand trine with that. Now, that is also, grand trines are very lucky. They're very, oh my goodness, what do I want to say about a grand trine? They're very magical in many ways, and they are times for great manifestation. So remember, new moon to full moon, as the moon is waxing and getting bigger, that's when we're requesting. Full moon to new moon, as it gets smaller, waning, that's when we let go. The full moon is one of those times where we do it all. We do release, relinquish, request. Release what we don't need anymore, release what's holding us back, relinquish what we don't need anymore, and request the good stuff. And remember, we have so much Aquarius energy, we need to speak it out. So there is going to be, the trine, full moon in Libra, it trines with Saturn in Aquarius. Now remember, Libra is about balance. Libra likes balance. But Saturn, Saturn in Aquarius wants to bring things out to you. So there could be a little bit of information that comes out, or situations that you're like, oh my gosh. But we need that. Libra needed to balance it, because people were too strongly one way, and so this is to balance the other. Now, the Libra is trined with Jupiter, which is also in Aquarius. That's about good fortune. So there could be some changes in fortune for the positive, okay? That could bring money in also. Then we have Libra trines with Mars in Gemini. And remember, Mars is an Aries energy. But, so this is the warrior. This is the, going into battle type of energy. But Gemini has you thinking through this. Gemini is kind of like pick your battles, choose wisely. What is it that you really want to go after? So the full moon in Libra is going to be about, it could be about sudden changes, shifts. It will go towards the positive, though of course full moons are always a little bit uncomfortable for many of us. Unexpected information, unexpected kind of like, surprise, this is happening. Again, too, I talk about when, I never say to worship the moon. Higher power is for who I worship, or, who I connect with, I should say. But a full moon is a divine creation, so I do feel that the energies do scientifically affect us. It affects the world. So it is a good time to make that connection and to put out your energies, okay? That's where I say release, relinquish, and request. Whew! Now, I didn't put a date on this, and I don't know why, but Mercury is in Pisces at this time. It's going to be conjunct with Neptune, which is also in Pisces, and they're both at 21 degrees. So there's something going on there, and it's going to be between the 28th and the 3rd of April. I think it was like the 28th through the 31st of March, but I didn't put a date on that. My bad. Anyway, it connected with me because again, Mercury is about communications, and and Neptune and Pisces, they do delve into that darker place, that darker area. So this could be some dark, deep secrets, conversations, notifications happening. But the thing is, with that full moon, again, so as things kind of, I don't know, do we want to say they get set in motion? It could be some of these things are brought to that light, okay? Because, Libra, air energy, Aquarius, air energy, Gemini, air energy. Okay. Then we go on to April 3rd. April 3rd, Mercury is entering into Aries at 11:42 p.m. Now, let's see what we want to say about that. Now, Aries fire sign. I am going to say, watch what you say. Watch what you talk about. Aries might push you forward, and you may overpromise. So you may say, sure, I can get that done, and then afterwards, as you're trying to get something done, especially in your work, you're like, oh my gosh, I said I could get it done, but I didn't know I had to get it done yesterday. So just watch your mouth, watch what you say, because I do feel that there's going to be some impulsive type of communication at this time. So let's go on and see what we have here for the 3rd of April when Mercury changes. Here we go. 3 of air. Okay, so 3s have a celestial type of energy. 3 of air is a recovery time. To me, that's the 3 of swords. I look at that as recovering. So this could be one of those times, maybe this communication will be where somebody comes back into your life and you need to, have a really strong conversation about your relationship. But the 3 of air, that's the 3 of swords. So it's that heart with those 3 swords. And everyone's like, no, 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 along with the death card. Put those away, put those away. It is about recovering. It is about healing. It is about getting things out. I'm kind of getting this, like you need to regurgitate the emotion in order for you to heal again, okay? So that could be vomiting of the mouth, and I don't mean you're going to physically get sick, but it's just like so much stuff just comes out. So, again, I'm going to say be careful a little bit too, because once it leaves, it can never come back, okay? So great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. Reverse, let's see what we have here. 9 of fire. 9s have that finality, completion energy. We've talked about fire energy. I love her. She is so strong. Whether you be male or female, it doesn't matter. She has such great strength. So, I like to call her the dragon tamer or the dragon slayer. Sometimes there are dragons that we need to slay. So this is all about standing firm. Okay, so if you're going to say something, mean what you say and say what you mean, okay? Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. And your last card here, the 10 of earth. Now I love this. 10's transitional number. Earth is, again, the number that we talked about, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Very solid energy. And I think we have actually on the 14th, we actually have Venus entering Taurus. So between, I would say, the 3rd and the 14th, you could see some stabilization in your emotions and in your family life too, okay? Because this is about a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Now, we do come to that new moon, and let's see where my cards are. There they are. We have that new moon in April on the 11th. It is in Aries, and that's at 10:30 p.m. New moons begin new projects, new starts, new anything, okay? So let's just take one card for the new moon and see what we have here. King of Swords. Okay, so remember the king underlying energy is air, which is swords. Oh, and the swords energy is air. Okay, so this is air. So this would be your again your Aquarius, your Gemini, your Libra. The King of Swords is like this is the oldest of the decks. This is the oldest of the cards, and this brings about great wisdom. So if this is something that you want, if you are planning on starting a new project at this time, this is a time really think things through. But, and again, too, I'm always saying, connect with your higher power, your guardian angel, spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine archangels, whoever that is for you, because they will guide you. And that is actually where wisdom does help. Wisdom does come, is knowing that there is more than just you. Just thinking that we have all the answers is arrogance. So we don't have all the answers, but we know how to find many or some of those answers. The King of Swords, though, is just, it sees clearly, and I get the word crisp. Crisp, so is that, so basically crisp, whoever, I don't know, but I'm getting the word crisp. Okay, I talked about the 14th of April, Venus entering Taurus, which is an earth sign. I do feel that is going to be, that the emotions are going to start stabilizing more and more. And also this will be developing relationships. It'll be really kind of learning what makes other people tick. Okay. And then we come to the 19th of April and Taurus season begins. And so Taurus season will begin at 4:34 p.m. Now, let's just pull one from my arcane. Okay, there we go. Oh, we got a bunch that just fell out. So let's see what we might have going on for Taurus. We're just going to do these real quick. Knight's underlying energy is fire. Ariel is earth energy. We've talked about that. Basically, in Taurus, there's going to be a lot to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind, trustworthy, understanding, devoted, and funny. So Taurus is coming out already as a lot of this stuff has helped us to prepare, and now it's time to get busy. And remember, nights are directional. Here we go with the Page of Fire reversed. Page of Fire is follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. Gabriel is fire energy. Energetic, brave, optimistic, playful. Underlying energy of a page is earth. Now, we come back to, and again reversed, we come back to King of Michael. Now, King of Michael is the same as the King of Air. Okay? So, principled, rational, ambitious, respected. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. So a lot of things that are happening in Aries, they really get moving in Taurus. And our last card is an Archangel energy card, so this is really, really strong. Archangel Azrael, and this is peace. That would be lovely. I would love Taurus. I would love Aries to end with Taurus beginning on a note of peace. That would be so lovely, wouldn't it? Now, Archangel Azrael. So remember Azrael's name. Release the past. And we've talked about a lot of that. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. Now, one thing before we go on to our individual readings. I love this one, and so this is kind of like the end of, so that would be sometime in the end of April to the beginning of, the end of Aries season to the beginning of Taurus season. I think that would be lovely. But again, it's letting go of that past. It's, there's a lot of healing. Remember that Three of Swords, I think it was, or three. And there goes a card down there, but let's see what we have here. And let me go pick that card up. Excuse me. So what crystal or energy might be good for us? And I should have this too. I don't know that this is it. It just kind of looks like it. So anyway, Aragon, star clusters, earth healing, which we need, grounding, stress relief, and vitality. So we've got a lot of energy. So when I was talking about releasing the past, a lot of that has to happen with that 3 of air, which is the 3 of swords. Also that 6 of water. Now, lots of things happening, lots of really good energy, no matter where we're living. Again, too, I will go back to the words that I heard from higher power, and I'm reading it up here. It's up to you to claim your own personal power. No one else will do it for you. Give your fear to your higher power. Guardian angel, your spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine, your archangel, whoever that is for you. Life is to be lived. Let go of stinking thinking. Oh, things are never going to get better. Da, da, da. No, we have to put out the positive energies, okay? And, okay, flying high is risky, but so is living. Live and let live. So that's what we've got right now as our overview. And now we will start our individual readings. Hello, my Geminis, and welcome to Aries season. So let's see what we have going on. Now, the one thing I want to tell you, because we do have Mars in Gemini, and there's some things going on around that full moon. I've talked about that. I want you to remember something. You can't control everything, my Geminis. Some things you have to give to higher power, guardian angel, spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine, your archangels. Sometimes, many times they're the ones, okay? So just have that in the back of your mind, that sometimes you might want everything to come out wonderful, come out everything beautiful, but things are beyond your control, especially when it comes to other people. Okay, anyway, let's see what we have here for my Geminis. We're using my angel tarot cards first. 1, 2, and 3. Nothing is reversed. We'll put this over here. Move that. Here we go. First card for my Geminis. The Sun. The Sun. So we have a 19, a 1, new beginnings, a 9, finale. 5. I'm having such a hard time with this. Finality. Okay, finality. We're having something come to its own conclusion. The Sun, this is Archangel Uriel. There's a lot of brilliance here. There's a lot of high intellect here. There's a lot of intelligence here. This is a good outcome for everything. Again, I'm going to tell you, my Geminis, you need to have a little bit of a hands-off approach and let higher power handle this. Okay, because otherwise what happens is, then higher power wants to put you through lessons, and you're kind of like, no lessons, I don't want a lesson. Okay, so hands off, let higher power work their way through, and wonderful things, good job, good outcomes, enjoy, receive. Okay, happy. Okay, so that again, we have the 1-9. Archangel Uriel, happy outcomes. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. And again, I'm really feeling like it's kind of like this is about you, not so much about them. And the thing is, my Geminis, I do feel like you want to make things all happy and right for these other people, for this other situation. And it kind of, it's kind of like the time when you give a 16-year-old the keys to your car and you're kind of like, oh my goodness, again, hey, it's beyond my control. Let what happen, but then you can also, again, meditate or pray over it. But that's the extent, okay? There's certain things you're not going to be able to control, and there's certain things that you need to accept and work with on that one. But, lovely card, lovely beginning card. Let's see what our next card is. The 2 of air. Air is your energy, of course. It's all, Libra, and it is also Aquarius energy. And I did talk in the introduction about all of the different signs and what, who belong to who. Also, too, I did talk about the king, page, and knights. I didn't talk about the queens. Queen's underlying energy is water, which is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is about you. This is about, twos are to some decisions, crossroads. Do I go this way, that way? What do I do? What do I do? I kind of feel like it's you kind of wringing your hands like, oh no, I don't, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? Again, this goes back to what I'm saying. There's certain things that are not in your control. You may want to protect a lot of people. You may want to have things come out. Again, this takes a lot of strength. This takes a lot of spiritual commitment also. This is kind of like, I can do my part, but then I have to give this up. You have Archangel Uriel, who is a heck of a strong angel here, who will help you through this and will help take this, okay? Take this burden off of your shoulders. It's not for you to carry, okay? So the Two of Air is about being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem, okay? Next card, Awakening. Awakening. So now we have Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is the divine messenger hearing news, looking at something a little bit different, eyes opening to something that maybe you were shielding. Again, I feel like this is you wanted to shield other people, and maybe there is some emotional blackmail going on with this too. Not that this was being done maliciously, but maybe you just felt like, maybe there was some guilt or something, and you felt like I need to take care of this person. Maybe I wasn't there for this person when they needed me, Again, we need to let other people learn its lessons, and this way, this is a lesson for you to learn. Now, the other thing going on, though, is once you get to that point, once you can kind of separate that out, my Geminis, look at all this wonderful energy for you. Once you can get beyond this and kind of say, okay, it's not on my shoulders, it's not, sometimes, my Geminis, you can see things so clearly, that you can give them your words, you can give them your love, you can give them your prayers, okay? But then they'll take it, and then they're going to do what they're going to do. But for you, once you can kind of separate yourself a little bit from the situation, look at this lovely energy. Look at the sun. Look at the awakening. Awakening has that 1 again and the 2. So 2 again, we've talked about that. So there's this really strong, reach out, give the decision up to whoever that is for you, and then live your life. Okay? Live your life. Now, this is look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. I just feel like you're holding on to somebody else's baggage, my Geminis, and it will be very freeing for you. And I think Aries energy, the new year wants, I think that they want you to be free, okay? Higher power. It's not to say you have wonderful advice you can help. It's not for you to own, okay? Anyway, let's see. With John Holland, Psychic Tarot. So remember Uriel, remember Gabriel. In fact, they're 2 of the 4 angels that I asked to come and help with readings. So the other 2 is Raphael and Michael. So I love, their energies, very clear, crisp. They don't, and also too, archangels, just to let you know, they don't like messes. So make sure, they will try to clean up the messes, so make sure that they don't like physical messes. So I don't know who needed that. Anyway, let's see what we have for clarification. Here we are, 6. Okay, so the third eye chakra. This is, remember our chakra system. They're energy systems. We go from the root, the sacral, to the solar plexus, to the heart. The root or base to the heart is your natural. Your heart, throat, third eye, crown goes to your supernatural. The heart kind of plays both places here. So the third eye, 6, number of man, what you can create, but the third eye is also about receiving intuition, receiving divine messages. Now, when you're having your third eye is open, you really need to make sure that you are under a cloak of protection from your higher power or whoever that is for you, okay? You want to be shielded from the darker energies, okay, that may want to try to kind of piggyback or just catch a ride, okay? So every morning, it's pretty much, I have to say, higher power, cover me with your cloak of protection, and that does get me through a lot. But the third eye is, there's purpley blue type of energy, but it is a receiving. It is what comes in. Now, we have our pineal gland, pineal gland, people, different places in the world. Many people that this is calcified. Like, watch your diet. Things like, things that are in your natural or in the water that you get through your faucet. There's a lot of things that can calcify your pineal gland. And so sometimes it's good to just kind of like rub it a little bit. Watch also, there are some megahertz sound that can kind of like disrupt some of that calcium. Who needs to know this? But be careful about things that you get on the internet, sounds and stuff, because sometimes they're not necessary. They have some like underlying codes. I understand that 32 megahertz is good to help to break some of that up. But another thing to do, Epsom salts in your bathtub. It helps to dissolve a lot of that type of energy, a lot of the negative energy too. So, but I like to just kind of like, rub it a little bit, leaves a mark on my head. I use my singing bowl because it's something that I can control, but it is a way to receive intuitive messages. So you have a couple of archangels here that want to send you something, want you to be listening carefully. You kind of got those two, you've got those two little twins on your shoulder, one saying listen, one saying, do what you want. So there is a little struggle, a little pull with that too. Here we go, next card. We have a 3. Okay, so we have a 6-3. We have a 12 there, so we might have some 3 energy going on here right now. Partnerships and alliances. So, this, I'm going to say kind of this is more of a spiritual partnership, a spiritual alignment, alliance. This is kind of, but then what happens is it's a spiritual, but then what happens is you meet it on the natural plane also. So be aware of it, be careful of it, watch for it, but you may, but it doesn't feel like it's malignant or malevolent. If I can't speak today, malevolent. So, but you do need to make sure you are protected from this, okay? Doesn't mean you have to hide. In fact, it doesn't mean you have to run into it either. Here we go. Next card is emotional loss. So we have a 5 here, which is some changes. Again, this is that part that's kind of like, when I'm talking about letting somebody else, deal with their own consequences, that's hard. It's hard. 5 has changes, positive, negative, neutral. It's still not necessarily easy. Emotional loss is just kind of like not necessarily feeling, not feeling good, not feeling that comfort and that love. But sometimes we have to go through that in order for us to kind of gather ourselves up and, move towards possibly finding a new emotional filling the gap. But I'm going to go again with what I said in the beginning. It's not, you don't have to carry it. It's not on your shoulders. But the thing is, it's very hard when you see somebody, something, some situation heading down a path that, you can offer them the help, you can give them the words. It'll be up to them whether they choose to do it or not. And so, they have to go on their own path. I'm not saying that you don't offer help, but they have to choose to accept it. How's that? Okay? Okay. But also too, then, if they choose not to, remember, you can do other things. You can pray, meditate. You can ask your archangels to help them. You can, again, with the meditation, with, your third eye being opened. And that's another thing with third eye is that, that there's a lot of things that open up with your third eye. Okay? So, there's, you might be given a different type of message with that. Okay, so let's go on. What words of advice from my Osha Zen Tarot cards? Okay, moment to moment. Here we go. That one popped, and I think that's a 2. It's upside down. So we have another 2 going on. Let's see. So we have a couple of 2s here. Here we are. Okay. Put these over here. So moment to moment is living in that moment, okay? The thing is, so here we have a 2, decision making again. There's going to be a time this Aries season that you have to be in the present, that you have to be in the now, okay? So part of that is reining your brain back in, you're reining your thoughts back in, not necessarily projecting out, oh my gosh, if we do this, this, and this, that's going to happen. Sometimes you have to bring it back into the present and into the now. So especially if you find yourself going down a path where it just feels like things are getting darker for you because your thoughts are going in that, pull them back, get outside. If there's sunlight, get out into the sun. Be in the now. Okay? Okay. Next card, this one I think is reversed. Here we are. Oh, we have another 2 going on. So you've got some 2 energy here. 2 energy, decisions. This is friendliness. This is quite a lovely card. This is just, there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of, being open, being receptive. It doesn't mean, though, that you have to carry the burden, okay? And it doesn't mean that that's what friends do. I mean, maybe you have to listen. Maybe you have to, so I guess what I'm trying to say is there's going to be a situation around you that they're going to try to be drawing you into it, and they're going to, or maybe you want to jump into it too, because my Geminis, you're very kind, you want to help. You may want to jump into it, or they're trying to draw you into it, and it's not yours. It's not yours. You may have a solution, but I promise you this, well, I will almost promise you this, they're not going to follow your solution. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. You can be a good friend. You can be kind. Okay. Anyway, next card is receptivity. Receptivity. So we go back to that third eye. So there is going to be, and again, you may know the answers. You may know the solutions. But I think you are also going to know that the person or people or situation that they're going to do what they're going to do. And it's just, it's like an exercise in futility. Exercise in futility. They just want to, they like to maybe talk about themselves. They want to tell you their problems. But also, too, with this, be careful, my Geminis, again, that cloak of protection, because you may be with somebody that loves to steal or loves to suck your energy, kind of like what you might hear about energy vampires, kind of like an energy vampire. And so they may come to you and you're the one that feels depleted afterwards. And, and they're the ones that they go off. They do whatever they want. And you're the one that goes, oh, I think I need to take a shower. I think I need to go to sleep. And, it's like it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So be very, I'm kind of like saying you need to be, aware of this. You need to be aware that this is around you. But again, you've got you've got the sun, you've got the awakening, you've got Uriel, you've got Gabriel. All of this is real positive stuff, and it'll help you through this, okay? You've got this, so there is also a stronger sense of your psychic development, your psychic energy. Be aware of the people, protect that. Do the things you can to kind of, I'm not saying not to reach out, use it. I'm not saying that at all. Be careful who you use it with. Be careful who you exchange it with. Many times over, sometimes, you get these somebody asked me this question too. And they're like, more and more is coming to me. And I'm kind of like, just remember that when you also receive messages, it's not always for you to give. Many times over, I'd be like, oh, I want to tell you. No, it's not always. Ask to say, is this something I need to share? Is this something I need to give? A lot of times, and this is something I had to learn, that higher power it's kind of like your friends, and you're kind of like being given a secret. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to do anything on it except for meditate or pray on it. Okay? So it looks like a lot of your, your psychic energy could be awakening, could be developing, blossoming. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to act on it. If you have something that's very urgent, then ask, am I supposed to do something with this? Because then you do get that message. If it's something that needs to be given, I've had messages, go do this. And I've been, no. But many times over, I will, you can ask, am I supposed to do any of this, or were you just kind of talking? Because remember, sometimes we like to just talk, and it's not that we really want to do anything about it. So just kind of know that, my Geminis. Anyway, 3 cards. These are all reversed too. So here we go. The 10 of Raphael. Raphael is water energy. 10's transitional. This is all good stuff around your house. So I'm kind of feeling that this is more, that stuff I was telling you about. It's not necessarily, I feel that that's more your work or your extra social circle. It's not in your home. So out of those relationships, I'd say it's not your home or your family, okay? But the 10 of Raphael is about love. It's about blessing. So this is great. This is, and if you're not carrying somebody else's burden, you can be then present in your home and be the best you can be, okay? I'm not saying you have to be the best. I'm just saying the best you can be. So here we go. Love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members, happily ever after. Next card, again reversed. The Lovers. The Lovers. So, Archangel Raphael. So we have Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael. And we just need to get Michael, and then we've got everyone that I bring in. But Raphael is the great healer and, emotional. So this is another time. This is that time also when you learn how to separate and when you learn to give back, the boundaries, that this is theirs to work with. You don't even know how freeing that will help you. And then you can actually, again, live in your life. Now, the Lovers also means there is, that there could be a lot of emotional connections going on for you. And you won't be free to connect with anyone if you're single or if you want to develop a relationship. You won't be able to connect if you're carrying around someone else's stuff. I know I'm harping on that, but I keep getting that. So, learn how to not, and then things start happening and much better for you. Make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. Your last card here. Okay, we didn't get Michael, but we got Jophiel. Jophiel, 17, 1. We talked about that. 7, divine number. Bring it together. 8, unlimited opportunities. So you start with a couple of really strong archangels. You end with a lot of really strong archangels also. Jophiel does a lot of creativity, has a lot of ways of looking at something and not necessarily, the same way for everyone too. A lot of artistic energy with Jophiel too. This is about dreams coming true, things happening. Again, whatever it was, whatever that decision that came, and this could also be a decision about some choices in your life. Let go of whatever it is you're carrying of somebody else. Let them carry their own stuff. You're not their porter. You're not their bellhop or whatever. It's theirs to do. Free yourself up. Lots of other stuff happening for you. Happiness, love, good stuff for you. A dream come true. Believe in yourself. The end of a difficult situation. And I think part of it is because you get rid of a lot of their junk. Okay? And you start protecting your energy that much better, or that much more. Remember, Mars is in Gemini, so Mars will come and fight for you. Mars will stand up for you. When you feel like you can't, that type of energy will do that. Let's put it that way. The archangels will stand up for you and fight for you too. But with Mars will, give you the fortitude to, I don't want to say cut the cord. I'm just saying to possibly maybe close that door. How's that? Okay, let's go on. But anyway, back to this is lovely. Here we have the sun, wonderful stuff. Look things differently. Loving home, possibly I shouldn't say a new relationship, possibly a resurgence of an old relationship or a newer relationship coming in. Dreams coming true. It's just how do we get there? Okay? Part of the reason that part of how we get there is by getting rid of a lot of the emotional clutter that other people put on us. Okay? Okay. Now, this is my guardian angel cards. I pulled this out, I think, last reading. Very kind, gentle, a little wordy. So we're only going to pick out one. The 7 of thought. Now, thought is air energy. You've been confused about a situation in your life, and now suddenly everything is completely clear to you. Whether the truth was revealed by your angels, disclosed by a friend, or discovered on your own, it feels great to be awake and aware. Feel free to ask for time alone if that's what you need. Meditation, prayer, however that is for you. Lovely. That's lovely. 7, again, the divine number. So let's see how many. We have some 2s, we have some 6s. We have some sevens here too, so interesting energies for you. Let's see what crystal or energy, here we go, for my Geminis. This one is reversed. No, you can't come with me, Jofiel. Here we go. Earth, earth, stay grounded, stay in the moment, stay in the moment, stay grounded. You could go out and carry a little with you. Go outside if it's nice out, put your feet in the ground. Anyway, earth is about abundance, fertility, harvesting, and logic. Interesting stuff, strong archangels around you. Again, it's kind of like, whatever the situation, it will move. You just have to also, it will move away, but you also have to kind of do a hands off on it too and kind of say, okay, it's up to you. I'm not dealing with this anymore. Anyway, my Geminis, if you enjoy the reading, remember the button. Please like, share, subscribe. It does help, and I thank you. As always, my Geminis, know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.